I am talking about some value chain of the dairy processing unit. So far, we talked about the commercial dairy farming. Now we are talking about another aspects of dairy, that is the dairy processing units. This is a wonderful area. Some of entrepreneurs can come forward in the processing because there is a huge demand of the processed dairy products in the market. Here we try to map it with the actors and those who are in the back end, means upstream actors as well as the downstream actors. First, we look on the upstream actors. Like these processing units are getting supply of milk through vendors, to their own collection centers, and their own production. These are the three rules for milk procurement. These processing units are procuring milk either through vendors or their collection centers, or they have their own production system. We found that if those units having their own production, they are more profitable, and even their food safety score is very high because all operations are being carried out under one umbrella. If we want to maintain the food safety throughout the chain, this is one of the best model. And the another better option is those processing plants having the collection center in the production catchments. 34% of the dairy processing plants have um, their collection centers in the production catchments. They are able to minimize their cost of procurement on one hand. Another hand is they are maintaining the quality. This is one issue. Another issue is how they are getting these processing plants supply their transport system. They are mostly dependent on the hired transport system, and because of these transport systems, sometimes they are unable to get the supply at right time because of the transport kind of the problems. And labor, if we talk about the labor, around 80% of the labor is unskilled. This is one area again need skill development program in the labor. Then financial supporters, mostly they are getting their own funds. Here the penetration of financing institutions and banking institution is less in case of the daily processing. Hardly 5% of the lending in case of dairy. Total lending of the agriculture sector, there is 5% lending in the dairy sector. The others, the sporting actors should come forward. Government should promote them. They should come forward to help these farmers or entrepreneurs. Consultancy sectors, if we talk about from there, where they are getting consultancy, also getting from the government, also private sector, but here private sector is dominating in terms of consultancy. They are private consultants are there. They are providing the design of the machinery, what sort of machinery is required to have the processing units, all sort of information and project planning and implementations, all sort of information they are providing. Machinery, these processing plants are getting from outside private market and so on. Then we talk about the linkage with the front end actors like consumers. Product revenue is getting higher. Product revenue is getting from direct sale to the mail. Why we are talking about this diversification of the product, uh, depending upon the demand in the market. If we start producing the only one or two product and there is no demand in the market, probably we have to step back. So we should clearly understand the market before entering any new product in the market. There should be a survey of the consumer. What is their demand? How much they are willing to pay for their product? Then product disposal, should they dispose? Again, there are different routes through which they can dispose of their product. their products. Wholesalers are there in the market, retailers, they have their own soap also. Some own retail outlets are also there. And if we talk about in terms of coverage, whether it is local or interdistrict or within states or interstates, hardly 5% is going interstate. Means mostly local. They are sustaining because their product is supply is local, and even because of that, because they are supplying in the local areas, during this COVID-19 pandemic, they are able to minimize their losses. They are able to continue their supply. Now we are talking about the how this profit differ and what is the value addition at each stage of marketing. Because once we produce, then we go for the value addition, and up to what extent we should go for value addition. There are different operations involved in value addition like refrigeration, heating, packing, packaging, storage, distribution, and so on and so on. When we decide discuss, I will like to discuss this uh, value addition based on the procurement system. As we discussed earlier, there are three procurement systems: their own collection system, integrated production and processing system. We estimated the cost of each unit operations and how much they are receiving and how much they are paying and what is the value addition. In case of first model, that is their own collection system, the value addition is rupees 20 per liter. In case of whereas in case of integrated production and processing system, its value addition is up to 20 rupees per liter. But in case of the private vendor system, once they are getting supply from the contractor or private vendor, the value addition limits to the rupees 10 per liter. So here we can suggest, based on the results, we can suggest the integrated production and processing system is more efficient in terms of value addition and profit. Here profit is rupees 9 to 10. It varies from 9 to 10 actual profit per liter if they have their production. So, new entrepreneurs, if they are skillful enough in production as well as in processing, they should integrate both these components. Then we have estimated the economics of different dairy products. They are different dairy products can be prepared. Like these are traditional dairy products: paneer, dahi, ghee, and pasteurized milk. And we have estimated the cost, total cost involved in production, then what is the selling price, how the profit varies among the products, and the highest profit we can obtain through diversification in the form of dahi. That is 52% of the cost, profit of the cost, and followed by your paneer and ghee, and least is in the milk, that is around 10 rupees. But the because of the limited demand of the dahi and paneer, we can't go for the whole production of this paneer and dahi. Uh, we have to see the market segment, how much should be in the form of liquid, how much it should be in the form of the product. Then that depends upon the demand in the market. Then, little bit I would like to discuss about the information, in how informations are playing role, and this existing status of the processing unit, which we have studied so far. In case of the units having around 50,000 liter capacity per day, and then availability of information is good. Even they are able to interpret in a better way. Today's world, large number of informations are there. Whether these information are relevant, sometimes information are too much and sometimes too little. We could not interpret properly. out of the information available with us. And many a times we are unable to get the accurate information. It may be related to price, it may be related to demand in the market, related to the supply or price system in the market, even for the quality as well. We don't have, even consumer don't have information related to the quality. So likewise, these processing plant have, should have depend on accuracy of the information, how information are flowing. In fact, when product is moving up the down the streams, the flow of information is up the stream, means in a reverse direction. Uh, Once we are transferring our product from production point to the consumer point, information in terms of its quality and price coming back, reflected back to the producer. So information, availability of information is very, very important, not only for the producer, but also for the consumer. As an entrepreneur, we should keep update with R&D information, production information, market related information, what is the demand scenario, what is the supply scenario, and what are the prices scenario. Accordingly, we have to go for the product mix. What sort of product we have to manufacture, that depends upon the demand in the market. Then there are certain risks associated with these processing plants, and how we can manage this risk by simply adjusting the inputs and output. Some units are adjusting this risk by looking for the alternate markets. Once the prices, say for instance, the prices of the product milk and milk products crash down, then what you will do? Then we have to some of the category of the firms, they look for alternate, while some stop the production, some go for innovative product, because if the demand of one product comes down, then what we should do, we see the demand for another product. For instance, during COVID period, um, we have discussed with many entrepreneurs and many colleagues, scientists. The demand of the liquid milk in initial period has come down, but once they converted into paneer, because most of these non-veg processing plants, they were stopped. The non-veg availability was not there, and to fulfill that, the paneer demand has increased in the market. We have realized that during this low period, demand for paneer has increased, but the demand for milk comes down because of the closing of the hotels and many restaurants or corporate sectors, hostels, so and so. I mean to say here is we have to look for input prices. Then what we should do? Can we search for alternate market from where we can get at least price? Can we have to switch for the another kind of technology which is least cost? We can think of then coming to the market. When the demand in the markets come down, shall we cut down our prices? But that has limitation too. I mean, we could not come down the prices below our cost of production. So up to the cost of production, obviously the cost of production varies with the level of scale of the production. And the big or you can say large category of the firms have least cost of production, while the small category of the firm have higher cost of production because of the economy of scale. So large firms are comfortable, very comfortable in cutting down the prices. Probably the small firm may not. Then they should look for the alternate market, or they can go for the product diversification. These are some of the points, depends upon the market scenario and kind of the situation prevailing at that point of time.